Hi students, welcome back to today's class. Today we are going to see working with some standard library modules. Here we are going to see random modules and string modules also here. So other than built-in functions, a standard library also provides some modules having functionality for specialized actions. So we will learn some such modules. So the following lines we will talk about how to use some useful functions of random and string modules, okay, of Python standard library. So first one, using random module. So Python has a module namely random that provides random number generators. That is, randomly some numbers will be generated here. It is a deterministic in nature, okay, because there should be a limit, okay, for generating a random number. It will not generate infinite numbers, okay, finite. There will be deterministic number, okay. So using random module, we can generate the random numbers. Random number is simple, in simple words, means a number generated by chance. That is, randomly any number will be generated. Okay. So to use random number generators in your Python program, first we need to import the module random using an import command. Okay. So import random, first we need to include, that is the random module should be imported first. Okay. After that we can make use of the functions, okay, random number generator functions we can make use under this random module. So what are those functions under random module means, first one is random function. It returns a random floating point number n in the range 0.0 to 1.0. So you need to remember here, this random function will generate the floating point number between the range 0.0 to 1.0, that is 0.0 less than or equal to n less than 1.0. So it won't produce 1.0 exactly, it will be less than 1.0 only. From 0.0 it will generate any number randomly. Okay, so notice that the number generated with random function will always be less than 1.0. Only the lower limit range is going to be included here, okay, because it is equal. Okay, so n will be equal to 0.0, so only lower range limit is inclusive. It generates a floating point number alone. Okay, next, rand int of a comma b. So this is going to generate the random integer n in the range between a comma b, where a is less than or equal to n and less than or equal to b. Here both range are going to be inclusive. Y means a is equivalent to n and b is also equivalent to n, so that this n will be generating a also and b also, okay, and in between a and b also it will generate any number. So both range limits are inclusive here. Remember, it generates an integer alone. It will not generate the floating point number. But next one is random dot uniform a comma b. Okay, so it returns a random floating point number n such that a should be less than or equal to n and less than or equal to b for a less than or equal to b, and b should be less than or equal to n and less than or equal to a for b less than a. Okay, for these two conditions, this uniform function, no, random dot uniform function, here only rand in, but here random dot uniform of a comma b will generate this number n, that is floating point number between the ranges. Okay, and next function is random dot rand range of stop or random dot rand range of start, stop and step value. Okay, so it returns a randomly selected element from a range, that is start, stop, step. So it will generate either floating point or numerical, that is integer number. Okay, so let us consider some examples. In the following lines we are giving some sample codes along with their output. To generate a random floating point number between 0.0 to 1.0, we need to simply use the random function alone. So here no need to mention any values. We no need to pass any arguments inside this parenthesis. Okay, so before that we need to import that module random, then only we can call the function that is random from that module random. Okay, so when we are printing, we need to include we need to include what, module name dot function name. This already we have learned in the beginning of this chapter, that is whenever you access any function, okay, so the function is going to be used or accessed with the help of the module name dot, okay, dot notation and then function name. Okay, so print inside the parenthesis, because print is also a function or statement we will say. So print inside parenthesis inside random dot random, it is generating the output between 0.0 to less than 1.0. So here if you see the answer 0.022353 like that, the number is generated, floating point number is generated. Next is to generate a floating point number between range, that is lower limit to upper limit, using random function. First we need to multiply that random function. So using random function itself we can here we can generate only 0.0 to 1.0. No, that is the use of random function. But using random function we can give the limit also, like 5 to 15. So 5 will be the lower limit and 15 will be the upper limit, like that also we can pass. So how means, first step we need to multiply that random function with the difference of upper limit with the lower limit, that is upper minus lower with which is included in parenthesis, and it should be multiplied with this random, and we need to add. So after giving this upper minus lower inside the parenthesis, we need to add, that is plus lower limit value alone we need to give. For example, if the lower limit is 15, upper limit is 35, so 35 minus 15 and plus 15 we need to give. Okay, so that is the format when we want to generate a random floating point number between a range, that is lower to upper, using random function. So we already know that that is random function will generate a range between 0.0 to 1.0 alone. But with the help of this random function, instead of giving this a comma b here by using uniform function, we can use the random function itself. The modification what we need to do here is, random is multiplied with, this random function is multiplied with difference of upper limit minus lower limit, that is upper minus lower plus lower. That should be performed when we want to give a lower limit to upper limit some values. Okay, so let us see example for this. Okay, for example, to generate a number between 15 to 35, you may write import random. First we need to import the random module. Need not rewrite this command if random module already imported. So already it was imported in the beginning, means in the same cell, if you are continuing all the commands, so only once if you included this, imported this random, that is enough. Okay, every time you no need to import the random, it will not be rewritten. Okay, this already we have studied. Even if you write many times after importing random at the beginning, and it won't be rewritten again. Okay, so next print random dot random into multiplication. So random function is multiplied with upper limit minus lower limit within the parenthesis plus lower limit. So it is giving the range of value in between 15 to 35. So in between 15 to 35, any number will be generated. That is should be a floating point number. So the output generated is floating point number between the range 15 to 35. So any number randomly will be generated. Next one, to generate, see here in Python cell I have done this coding and all. See, import random dot random function is simply generating the range between 0.0 to 1.0 less than, okay, less than 1.0. So simply it's generating 0.430. So it is less than 1.0 only. Next is print random dot random. So using this random function, we can include some lower limit and upper limit value also. So upper limit minus lower limit plus lower limit is given here. So it is generating the number between 15 to 35. So 29 falls between 15 to 35. It is generating floating point number only. Next is randint. So randint, it will take a and b value. Compulsorily we need to give a and b values. So lower limit and upper limit we have given. So it is generating the value in the form of integer only. It is not generating in the form of floating point. So 19 is generated. Next, random dot uniform function also we need to pass a comma b, that is lower limit minus lower limit comma upper limit value we need to pass. So it is generating the floating point number. So with the help of random function also we can generate that is, we can pass the lower limit upper limit value, but in this format we need to do it. Okay, but here in the uniform function, just we can pass the lower limit and upper limit alone inside the parenthesis with the help of the uniform function. So it is generating randomly any number between 11 to 55. Okay, and here also 1111 comma 55, in between this range what number is randomly can be generated, it is generated here. Next is rand range. Okay, so random dot rand range. Here random dot uniform. So here we didn't include print statement, that you need to remember. We didn't use print statement here. Simply straight away we have used random dot uniform and here also random dot uniform, here random dot rand range. Okay, see, if you see here, the function which is mentioned here is random dot uniform a comma b random dot rand range of. Okay, then here rand int alone. So here random dot rand int of lower limit minus upper limit, lower limit comma upper limit we need to give in the print statement. But here straight away you can use random dot uniform of a comma b, you can use it, and in the case of random dot rand range also straight away you can use that. Okay, so print random dot rand int of 15 comma 35, it is generating 16 here in the book. And to generate a floating point random number in ranges 11 to 15, 55 and or triple 11 to 55 after importing random module using import statement, you may write random dot uniform of 11 comma 55. So it is generating 41.34518981 like that. Okay, next random dot uniform of 111 comma 55. So it is generating number between this range. Okay, 60.039 like that it is generating. Next, to generate a random integer in the ranges 23 to 47 with a step value of 3. Okay, and also 0 to 235 in between you want to generate the range of integer. Okay, so after importing a random module, we can use the import statement and we can write the rand range function like this. So random dot rand range of 23, and then 3 step value if you add 26, and 26 plus 3 29, 29 plus 3 32, 32 plus 3 35, then 38, then 41, then 44, and then 47 like that. 3 numbers if you are adding, the upper limit will be 47 only, stop value will be 47. Okay, so up to 43 it will go, because sorry, 44 it will go, because if you give stop value as 47, up to 44 only it will be generating the answer. Okay, next random dot rand range 235, so 234 up to it will generate the answer. Okay, so let us see in Python shell also. So random dot rand range of 23 47 3 is generating 38, and 235 is generating 92 answer. Okay, because up to 234 it can print the value, step value we didn't give, so defaultly the step value will be what, +1, and the start value will be 0. So from 0 to 234 any value will be generated equivalent to 234, any value can be printed, but that should be as a integer number. Okay, so rand int and rand range will give you the answer in the form of integer if you pass integer input here. Okay, and next one, see one more problem they have given. Given the following Python code which is repeated 4 times. So one code is given which is repeated 4 times. What could be the possible set of outputs out of given 4 sets? So 4 sets of answers they have given. Here 4D, no, 4D represents, dot after 4D they have given represents any combination of digits. Because this random function will generate a floating point number only, no, so after this dot any number can be generated, so simply they have given 4Ds. Okay, 4 digits. So import random, print 15, 15 is the lower limit. So first we need to think here, this random function will generate the range value between 0.0 to 1.0. See, less than 1.0, this is the first definition of this. Okay, and second one, if it is multiplied with 5, so the range becomes 0.0 to 5. Yes or no? So if 1 is the maximum limit for this random function defaultly, 1 if it is multiplied by 5, so what will be the upper limit? 5 only. So 0.0 to 5. But here upper minus lower is giving the answer 5. So 15 plus 5 if you add, okay, that is 15, if you add it with 5 you will get 20. So 20 will be the maximum limit. So when 15 is added to this 5, the range becomes 15 to 20. Okay, so 15 to 20 it can generate less than 20, it should be less than 20. It can be equivalent to 15. Okay, so in this possible outputs, 15 to 20, less than 20, that is up to 19, any number can be generated. So 15 to 19 only the numbers should be. Okay, see here 15. So this answer can be obtained because the digits can be varied after this the decimal point. Okay, And in this case 14 cannot be included and 20 also cannot be included, so the third option is not correct. And in the first case also, 20 is not going to be included. Other than that, 15, 17, 19 and all can be included for this given conditions. Okay. And the second option also, if you consider here, 15 can be included because 15 equivalent to 15 and less than 20 only. Okay. So 15, 17, 19, 18, it can be a correct option. So option 2 and 4 are the correct possible outputs because of these following answers. Okay, I think you have understood this question and answer. Next one, so only option 2 and 4 fulfill the condition of range 15 to less than 20. So it can be included as 15. Lower limit can be inclusive here, but upper limit cannot be included in the case of what function? Random function. So if it is multiplied by 5 alone, so the limit will be 0 to 5. So the third condition will not come. But here we have added 15 with this answer. Okay. So 15 plus 5, 20. So and 20 will be the maximum limit and the 15 will be the lower limit. So which value we are adding it, that will be become a lower limit. See, previous case we have seen the example, no? That is in the 35 minus 15 case. If you consider here, 35 minus 15 will give you 20. Okay. So 20 plus 15 will give 35. So 35 will be upper limit and 15 will be the lower limit. Okay. So like that we can do it here. This the next example is, what could be the minimum possible and maximum possible numbers by the following code. So randint will generate the random number between the lower limit and upper limit. So here they have given inside the randint function 3, 10 and minus 3 also given. So minus 3 we need to do it subtract it with the lower limit also and upper limit also. Then what will be the range of the lower limit and upper limit of this randint function? After subtracting minus 3, 3 will become 0 and 10 will become minus 7. Okay, sorry, 10 will become 10 minus 3, 7. Okay, so 0 to 7 will be the random integer. So 0 to up to 6 it can generate any answer. Okay, so this function, in this function, the solution is minimum possible number is 0 and maximum possible number is 7, because we need to subtract this minus 3 with this lower limit also and upper limit also. Okay, so because random 3, 10 would generate a random integer between 3 to 10. Okay, but subtracting 3 from it would change the range from 0 to 7, because if random 3, 10 generates a 10, then minus 3 would make it 7. Similarly, for lowest for a lower limit, okay, generated value is 3, it will make it as 0. Next example we will see related with this random function. In a school fest, okay, in a school competition, one competition, three randomly chosen students out of 100 students. So randomly out of 100 students, 3 students we need to select randomly, having roll numbers 1 to 100, have to present bouquets to the guests. Okay, they need to present bouquet to the guests. Out of 100 students, only 3 students randomly need to be selected. Help the school authorities to choose the 3 students randomly. So for this, how we can write the program? So first we need to import random. Okay, so randomly any 3 students need to be picked up. So first we are assigning student 1. For that, random dot rand int of 1, 100 we are giving. Any random number will be generated for the student 1, and for student 2 any random number, not the one which is created previously, like that it won't be generated. And for student 1, student 2, same function we are repeating, and student 3 also same function. So print 3 students, 3 chosen students are, okay, student 1, that number in which roll number, no, that roll number randomly which is generated for student 1 will be displayed here, and for student 2 second randomly generated number will be displayed, and for student 3 third number will be displayed. Okay, so let us see the output here. See, I have typed the same program here. So how the output I got here is 3 to see, selection is the function name I have given. Simply I have given selection on function name, because then only we can execute in this Python cell. Okay, so only by calling that function we can execute the program. So that I have given DEF function here. So DEF selection one function, we need to select out of 100 students, 3 students we need to select now. So that I have given the name selection for this function, and I have called this function here by using this function name selection opening and closing parenthesis. Immediately three chosen students are like that, it is displayed. So randomly it is generating the answer 32. Student 1 roll number will be 32 and student 2 98 and student 3 59. So again here we have seen the output like this. Okay, 32 98 59. So again we will run this, whether we will get the same number or not we will check it. Okay, 32 98 59. Okay, let us run this program again. See, I'm going to give the function name selection. Sorry, I didn't give correctly. Selection, opening and closing parenthesis, press enter. See, now it is generating randomly as 10, 24, 69. So that's the use of this random function, rand int. Okay, rand int, it is generating randomly with any number between 1 to 100. See here, up to 99 it will generate, it won't include 100. Okay, see, 32, 98, 59. And here 10, 24, 69. Okay, so now see this rand int, no, rand int will include both the range, that is 1 to 100 any number. So not 99, 1 to 100, up to 100 also. From 1 to up to 100 it can be inclusive. Okay, and now we'll move on to string modules. Okay, so using string module, Python has a module by the name string that comes with many constants and classes. Okay, that is coming with many constants and classes. It offers a utility function cap words also. Cap words, one of the function is going to be used here in this string module, and we can note that like other modules, before we can use any of the constants and functions defined in the string module, we must import it using an import statement. So if you want to include or use this constants or functions, no, which is defined in the string module, before that we need to include that string module. Okay, import that string module. So for that we need to use the import statement and include that module name string. So some of the useful constants defined in the string module are being listed below. So if you want to return a string containing all the collection of ASCII letters, okay, you need to give string.ascii underscore letters. Everything is in smaller letter only. So string.ascii letters, ASCII underscore letters you need to type, okay, in order to get all the collection of ASCII letters. So how it will be generated, you can see here, string dot, after importing string dot ASCII underscore letters, it is generating all the alphabets in lowercase also and in uppercase together, both are displayed here. Okay, so next is string dot ASCII underscore lowercase. It returns a string containing all the lowercase ASCII letters, that is small a to small z. All the numbers are going to be generated lowercase. And if you give uppercase, no, see here uppercase letters, all the alphabets A to Z are fully displayed here. So for that ASCII underscore uppercase. Okay, and here for lowercase ASCII, ASCII, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay, so ASCII underscore lowercase is returning all the alphabets in lowercase. Okay, small letters. And then if you give string dot digits, all the digits from 0 to 9 will be displayed. All the decimal digits will get displayed. If you want to display hexadecimal digits, okay, after 9 it won't be 10, so it will be treated as A. 10 is treated as A, and 11 is treated as B, and 12 is treated as C, and 13 will be treated as D, and 14 will be E, and 15 will be F. Even in small letter and capital letter, both also we can include here in the case of hexadecimal digits after 9. Okay, and string dot oct digits, octal digits will be, you need to give this name only. Okay, and octal digits, if you want to get OCT digits only, you need to give. So then values falls between 0 to 7. Okay, next is string dot punctuation. So whatever punctuation letters we have in the keyboard, everything will get displayed here within single quotes. Next is cap words, is the last function which we are having in the string function. See, everything is given here, you just go through it here in this. And cap words is a utility function which is there in the string module. So string module also offers a utility function cap words. It splits the specified string into words using string dot split. Okay, so first we need to pass the string. Okay, so if you pass the string, that split function it will take. Okay, default it will take split function inbuilt. Okay, inbuiltly it will take split function, and it will split the specified string into words. Then it capitalizes each word using string dot capitalize function. Finally it joins the capitalized word using string dot join. So all these operations are performed by this cap words functions together. Okay, so inside this cap words you need to pass the string, and any separator if you want to give, you can give here and after this comma. Okay, if the optional second argument set is the absent or is none. Okay, that is separator is none means, okay, second optional argument, this is optional only, it is not compulsory. Which is compulsory, you need to pass the entire string, so that string you need to pass it to the cap words function. So if the optional string second argument SEP is absent or it is none, it will remove the leading and trailing white spaces, and all inside the white space characters are replaced by a single space. So if you are not passing second optional argument, what it will do? It will remove all the leading and trailing white spaces also in the words, and any new line characters, no backslash and like that if we are giving, that is also going to be replaced with a single space. Okay, so you can obtain the value of the constants defined in the string module by simply giving their name with the string module name after importing the string module. So string dot ASCII underscore letters is giving all the alphabets including uppercase and lowercase also, and digits is displaying 0 to 9, and uppercase is displaying all the uppercase letters. Punctuation is displaying all the punctuation characters. Okay, and you can use cap words function using the string module name and passing the string name as it is a its argument. Okay, so string here we are passing, and comma after we didn't give any separator character. Okay, so here we need to import the string, and we need to get the string by using the variable line. So this variable is going to be used here, passed here inside this cap words function. So line is equal to, this is a simple line backslash and new line. So like that we have given one entire line. So how this cap words function is returning this answer? See, every word's first letter is capitalized, and there is a white space in between every word. And first it is doing what, split function, and then it is using capitalized function, and then it is using join function. Okay, see, this is a simple line, and backslash n is replaced with a new white space, single white space, and new line is displayed as it is, new after one single space, and line L also capitalized here. See, it has capitalized each word separately, and all leading and trailing white spaces have been removed, and inside white space characters, example backslash n and spaces have been replaced with a single space. Okay, so with this we will end up the today's session, and in the next video we will see how we can import the libraries. Okay, till now we have seen how to import the modules only we have seen. Next video we will see how we can import the libraries, created libraries, or any library if you want to include in the Python, how we can include. So Python standard library, defaultly it is inbuilt with the Python interpreter itself, but if you go for SciPy, NumPy library and all, you need to import that library. How we can do that, we can see in the next class. And we will see some of the file concepts also. File handling is very much important in Python programming, because maximum chapters are going to deal with file handling only. Okay, so binary file handling, text file handling, all those things we will see in the next class. Thank you.